Yo, you know what it is? It's your boy Tom Perignon.
It's Freestyle here.
FLOSSTRADAMUS.
Welcome.
Welcome to Get With It, man. We're cashing out over at M50 at the Cash and Streetwear shop. Let the people know, who is FLOSSTRADAMUS?
What's up? I'm a DJ, producer, musician from America. I currently live in Los Angeles, and I make like EDM, trap, hip hop, all sorts of genres of music. And yeah, I'm out here in China trying to spread my whole vibe. Hoodie Nation, which is, if you guys don't know, it's my crew that I represent.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm out here just doing that, spreading the love.
So tell us like a little bit more about Hoodie Nation. Like what's the logo about?
Yeah. So yeah, the thing we're doing is our logo, and it's a warning sign. So I don't even know how to say what the word would be, but it's just a little warning sign with an exclamation in it.
Yeah.
And
Chewy.
yeah, okay, yeah, thank you, man.
Mandarin.
Yeah, perfect. I've been taking photos of it everywhere because it's all over the city. I see it everywhere. But yeah, that's my logo, and that's the crew. And if you're part of Hoodie Nation, you're a fan of like of all of the genres of music I said before. So like hip hop, dance music, like EDM, trap, all of that. So it isn't even just about the music I make. You can represent that in other genres. You can go to a hip hop show or an EDM show and represent Hoodie Nation.
Man, I remember, I think I first came across you in like 2011. And that was, I guess, like the big boom for trap EDM.
Oh yeah, man.
EDM
That was early.
So that was like right, I think I was like a freshman in college at that time. Yeah, man, it's crazy just to see the evolution of like of trap EDM.
Yeah, man.
And do you think that it was pretty much destined for hip hop and electronic music to merge?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I think so.
Nice.
I mean, hip hop is electronic music too, in a way, but a lot of the sounds are the same. And I think over the years, the genres were trying to like merge, and then I think it just finally happened. How it started for me is I was DJing DJ sets where I would play. I'm from Chicago originally, so house music is from Chicago.
Yeah.
And then also in Chicago, hip hop is huge out there. So we would play DJ sets where it was like we'd mix a house music song in with a hip hop song, and it just worked perfect. And then finally, we just started to do what we were doing, DJing, like performing with the two songs, and just take it to the studio and merge a house music song with a hip hop song. So it's just natural. They sound perfect together.
So what was the first reaction to the audience when you first started actually doing that amalgamation?
The cool thing is in Chicago, like we were doing that, we were doing mixing the two genres together in our DJ sets. So when we started to produce music, it just felt normal. But it was cool. Like we would have these big EDM buildups that are like epic, like huge buildups, and it would drop into like a trap beat, and then that would make the crowd freak out because they were expecting like a big house drop, but the drop was actually like trap. And so that's what, like, I think it drew people into it.
So Midwest.
Yeah, man.
Midwest. So I'm from Detroit.
Oh, I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan originally.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you're Midwest. Yeah, that's right.
So in Michigan, when we like to say where we're from, we hold up our hand.
Yep. I'm from here, Detroit. Because Michigan, the state, the way the state looks on a map is like a glove.
Okay.
We call it the dirty glove.
The dirty glove. Yeah.
Murder mitt.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
So, like, tell me a little bit about Kazoo. My sister, she actually went to Western.
Yeah. The cool thing where I grew up in Kalamazoo is it's the exact halfway point between Detroit and Chicago. So it's about 2 hours to Chicago and it's about 2 hours to Detroit. So you're right in the middle of the Midwest where there's good genres of music. So in Detroit you have techno music, and Detroit has its own sound in general with hip hop and everything. And then in Chicago there's its own sound with hip hop, and they had. So like in Detroit, there's this stuff called ghetto tech, which is like a house music that's like really hood and like fast. In Chicago, we have the same thing, the same kind of genre, but it's called juke. It's a pretty similar sound. When I grew up, I got the best of both worlds. I got to hear the techno from Detroit, I hear the house and the juke and stuff from Chicago. So it's like a good spot to be in the middle of all of that. Yeah.
I was a big fan of like DJ Snowflake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wow. It's actually like the shit that I grew up listening to on my older sister's like cassette player. So, kindergarten, first grade, I'm like hearing all of that, pussy, all of that shit.
That's crazy. Okay, so you and I had a similar upbringing too. Like we had older siblings that were into that, like that genre, and like kind of exposed us to that. The same for me. My brother was the same thing. He would like get these weird mixtapes. They're all tapes. It was all like cassette tapes.
The real deal.
They don't know about that.
The real deal. They don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It was an MP3. But yeah, it was these tapes, and I used to listen to all these weird things, and the music sounded so like, to me as a kid, I don't know for you, but it was like so weird. It's like a weird sound. Like now EDM and dance music is like part of the culture, and it's in commercials and stuff. But at the time, it was such a foreign sound to me. Fast and shit. Like the lyrics they were talking about, he said it. The lyrics were so dirty.
I feel like that's what made it. That's what made it so infectious.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm like listening to this. I'm like, I know I shouldn't be listening to this. This is bad. So this is good.
Yep.
This is bad. So this is good.
That's cool, man.
So what does trap mean to you?
Originally, trap. What a trap is, it's like this area in the hood, and it's called the trap. Well, there's multiple ways of looking at trap. Being trapped in the hood, you're stuck in the trap. Like you're never gonna leave. You're gonna be selling drugs, whatever. You're trapped in this culture. Because in the States, a lot of people are stuck in that culture because of the way that there's racism and there's all sorts of stuff that keeps people stuck in this thing. So that's kind of that's where it started from. Really, really deep. There's people that were in the trap selling drugs and stuff like that, but they made music that was like reflective of their area and where they came from. And so that's where trap originally started. It's a hip hop genre that started in like an area talking about what was around them. And then for me, like what it was like, I really I couldn't relate to a lot of the stuff that they spoke about them lyrically, but the beats were like so hard, and the beats were like the craziest, like the production was crazy. So I started making trap, hip hop beats, like just like music that was like the beat side of it, the drums and the music. So I made that for other people that were rapping where I was from. And then I ended up just like kind of merging the two together with EDM, like the sounds of EDM, the sounds of like trap music, and put it together. And that's like kind of what EDM Trap is, the type of music I make. There's not much lyrics, but it's like kind of has the sound of the hip hop and then the sound of the EDM stuff.
It's that energy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's the energy.
Energy.
Yeah, I gave you the long definition of it, but it's the energy. Yeah.
Between trap, hip hop, and EDM, how did you say like, do I go for 1 minute of EDM and then okay, I'm gonna switch with a little bit more trap and then go back?
Yeah.
What is that creative process?
I think what it is just like I took the best of both worlds.
Right.
Like EDM has these things in it that make it like infectious and make you want to like dance to it and gravitate to it. So in EDM, it's a lot of like the build-ups and the big chords and the sounds.
Okay.
And then in like the hip hop side of trap, that is the best part about that is the bass and the 808s and the drums, and like that's what attracts me to that side of it. So I took the best of this, took the best of that, put it in the pot and mixed it up. And then when I first started doing trap in the States, it was a new genre, and people are really interested in, and like some people don't know how to dance to it, some people don't know what to do, but they're very attracted to it, and they look at it, and there's something interesting, I think. And so I feel it here right now. It's definitely bubbling like it did in the States.
Cool. Yeah, I think trap is very accessible for the Chinese audience, just because EDM was already pretty big here. Once hip hop recently exploded, the trap just kind of kept them back into that whole boom, boom, boom. And you don't really have to dance.
Right.
That's the thing. Like you don't have to have rhythm.
Just bounce to it. Just bounce.
You can bounce.
Yeah, it's just energy, man, like you said. And I think the EDM side of trap, like there's not really many lyrics. Like in the States, you can listen to the lyrics and you can kind of vibe with the hip hop side of it. But here, the EDM stuff works because there's no lyrics. It's a worldwide genre of music. Even here or any other country you go to, like there isn't really anything to relate to lyrically, but the energy is what you relate to, and the music and the vibes. So yeah, I think that's why it's working here.
So FLOSSTRADAMUS,
yes,
a playoff of the name Nostradamus.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Nostradamus is an ancient philosopher, really famous for making some pretty crazy predictions.
Yes.
So, as FLOSSTRADAMUS, what do you predict? How do you see hip-hop and EDM in China in the year 3018?
I'm sold 3008, you sold 2000 and late. I got that boom, 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 that future boom, boom, boom. Let me get in that.
3018, I mean, that's a faraway time. I'll say within the next 5 years, I definitely see it becoming a lot bigger here.
Okay.
For real. It's like, I can feel it growing here. It's such a cool thing. There's like a bunch of rappers out here that are starting to blow up. And then there's also a bunch of DJs I'm starting to meet local DJs who are making like trap music here, EDM trap music. and it's dope. It sounds great. They have the sauce. 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 The sauce. The sauce. The sauce. They have 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 the sauce. The sauce. The sauce. The sauce. They got the vibes here. So I don't know. I see within the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Do you want to work with some of these local boys?
I would love to work with all of them. If any of them are watching, send me demos, let's go, let's collab.
Let's hear it.
No, I really want to. I want to work with the producers and the rappers. Like, I really would like some vocalists from China to get on some of my music.
You heard it from his mouth, straight up.
Let's get it.
Yeah, just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tell me 3 things that you love about China.
Let me see. The food, of course. Number 1, the positivity. Everyone has this positive vibe. And the bootleg shit. I love the bootleg shit. I love the bootleg.
It's so real, right?
Yeah, seriously. All of the bootleg stuff. I love it. Like fake watches, everything. That's my favorite.
China, they definitely know how to recreate.
They do.
Reproduce overnight.
No, I'm with it.
So positive, you guys make it sound like.
No, I love it. I think something about me, but I like the fake stuff over the real stuff. There's something like
something real about it, right?
Yeah, there's something cool about it. And even like the misspelled stuff, like the Supreme that's misspelled is kind of cool too. Like to me, it's cool. It's more unique. Like if you were to buy like a real Supreme shirt, it's dope, and it's like, but like a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
But if I come here and I get something that's spelled like Supreme, I'm probably the only person in the States wearing that. But it's kind of cool, like to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but to me, it's cool.
Speaking of fashion, hip hop and streetwear fashion is blowing up here.
Oh yeah.
But what's coming in fresher is the whole vintage market.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm into vintage like crazy. Yeah. Chicago has the best vintage, hands down.
So I hear you have some roots with thrift shops as well.
Yeah, I do, man. I like. So when I travel around, I like to go thrifting.
I'm just pumped. I bought some shit from a thrift shop.
I like to go thrifting, and I like to get coffee. So like those are the 2 things. Like, and so I'll usually like hop on Yelp and like try to find a coffee shop, and then if I have more time in the city, I'll go vintage shopping and try to find cool like thrifts, like cheap thrift clothes. Yeah.
How have you been inspired since you've been here in Shanghai?
Yeah, I've been like super inspired. Like I was saying earlier, it's like it feels like how when I was doing trap music in the States like 5 years ago, like there's just this energy here that like people are just really excited to hear whatever. And in the States, people there's a definition of what trap music is and what dubstep is and what EDM is, but here there isn't like a definition yet, so you can kind of do whatever you want. And my DJ set's kind of freestyling a little bit more, and also it's just been inspiring to see the crowds react to the music. That makes me want to go home and like feel free at producing anything now. There's no like, this is the way it should be, because now I was shown that there's like a freedom to what I can do.
To me in China, it's almost like it's loosely undefined because it's not really been known yet.
Yeah.
And it's also undefined because no one really knows how to define it here.
Right. Part of the country. Which is good though. There's so much freedom in that, I think. Yeah.
For you guys, you can start experimenting new elements and new ways of actually introducing them into this market.
Yeah, definitely.
And actually properly educating people in the end as well.
Of course, yeah.
And educate might not be the right word, but like actually let people understand the real meaning that you mentioned.
I think also I can come here and show like the local people how to like what trap music is and stuff, but they can take it and interpret it their own way and add their elements, maybe some sounds or some other things that are like local, and make their own version too. I honestly like to tour and go around because I get to feed off the culture, but I also get to feed the culture, and they can create and do their own thing too from that. Like I got to shout out Diplo. He's kind of like the biggest person to ever do that type of stuff. He's able to like kind of borrow from a culture, but also like help that culture develop its own sound too.
Cool. So yeah, for sure. You definitely got to check out Chongqing, Chengdu, because like the Chengdu hip hop, the Chengdu trap scene is very locally based. So they utilize like a lot of traditional like Chinese music and then revamp it. Oh, cool. So definitely got to show you some of those guys. Yeah, I need someone to give me like a playlist of all the music. Maybe that's your vibe. But like, I want to like just like hear a bunch of this stuff and get inspired and just like even sample it or borrow some ideas from it. That'd be cool. To wrap things up, what are some words you have for these inspiring artists and producers who have definitely been inspired by you? Do you and be unique. Like take stuff from what I'm doing or your other favorite artist is doing, like, but don't copy exactly what they do. Like take a vibe from that and then kind of add your sauce and your flavor to it. And like, if you like dubstep and trap, maybe take something out of both of those that attracts you to those genres and make your own genre. So yeah, just do you, be creative.
There's no boundaries in music.
No boundaries. Do you be real?
Be real.
Yo, we're tuning out.
Tuning
with
out.
our boy FLOSSTRADAMUS.
Thank you once again.
Thank you again. Cool style. Get with it. We're reporting live at the Cash In Shop in 50.
Peace out.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
再见.
再见.
Dirty glove.
Dirty glove.
Dirty Australia.
Hey.
Yeah.
关注我们的微博、微信跟 Instagram。关注我们，谢谢。